Wait, what is this? Somebody said Hasan Pecker had a bad take on Ukraine. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't think that's true. I think that's a lie, actually. I've never heard Hasan have a bad take on anything, actually, at all. What is this?
Bridge where like the Russian forces are being supplied, but it's also a bridge that, you know, connects Crimea to the Russian mainland. So you absolutely can consider it a war crime in the same way that when Russia blows up on the civilian infrastructure and claims that they're doing it for, you know, military purposes. It's just like bullshit.
Like what? What example is there? Yeah, the bridge in and of itself is illegal, for one. And two, like if the Ukrainians blew up the Crimean bridge, for one, it's illegal. And two, there's also a problem with this because like it is a genuine real military, it is a military target. Like the Crimean bridge is a real military target. They're literally sending, it's how they resupply the Crimean forces to be able to push into Kherson in South, Kherson in South Ukraine. And bridges are always legitimate strategic targets. Yeah, for the most part. Now maybe there's some like other factors, but no, yeah, they are real targets. Absolutely. Like those Crimean railways and roadways moving into southern Ukraine are literally what those things are literally how they're able to keep funding keep being able to keep up the fight in South Ukraine the way that they are during the counteroffensive. They should be able to take down the Crimean bridge. Like it may harm civilians, that is true, but all war can. And I think it's just on them to be able to like reduce civilian casualty. And as far as we've seen, like the other attacks on the Crimean bridge did reduce civilian casualty as much as they could. Like it was at night when traffic is the lowest and everything. And they aimed a lot at the railway that was mostly used to move military infrastructure to and fro. But I don't know, I guess.
Not that it fucking matters. They literally blew up the pipelines, dude. They blew up the pipelines that were bringing in gas into fucking Europe. And it went nowhere. I felt like I was eating every crazy pill on the goddamn planet when I was talking about it. And everyone was like, Hasan, you don't have enough information for this. It's like, what are you talking about? You have to look to like who stands to benefit in situations like this.
Well, okay, wait 1 second. Well, if that's the case, then you could also say that Russia stands to benefit from blaming Ukraine for blowing up the pipeline so they can hopefully stop European countries from funding Ukraine's defense against their war of aggression. If that's the case, then if that's just like all you need is just like a hunch for these types of things, then I guess sure. Then you could just say that. Oh no, Kringe.
Right? So, ultimately, it's ridiculous. And this is what happens every single time.
Okay, thank you, Hasan. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think the Crimean bridge is a valid military target because without the bridge, Russia wouldn't be able to defend Crimea almost at all, actually. So yeah. And the Sevastopol naval port would also be incredibly vulnerable to Ukrainian attack. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.